It was a nice, warm day in hell, and everyone in the hotel was out doing their own things. But not Angel Dust. He was staying behind to work on a project. He wouldn't say what it was. It was just something that he wanted to work on for a while. As Alastor was in their room, getting ready for his radio show, he passed by and saw his boyfriend sitting in bed, knitting. When he asked Angel what he was making, Angel still wouldn't say, just that it was something for the both of them, which made Alastor think that maybe it was sweaters or a piece of clothing. After the long day finally ended, it was time for bed. Just as the radio demon sat down in bed, Angel came up behind him, happy to share some good news.
She's done!
Hearing that, Alastor was confused.
She?
Yeah, our daughter.
That reply just made the radio demon even more confused, so Angel had to explain.
Well, I always wanted to have a baby, and since we can't make one the old-fashioned way, I decided to knit one. Look!
Alastor looked at the doll. It looked like a voodoo doll with blue buttons for eyes. The yarn for the body was black with black hair that was in pigtails, and it was wearing a purple onesie. He couldn't believe that Angel had spent all day making this, and that he wanted to take care of it as if it was real. What Alastor heard next baffled him even more.
Her name is Silhouette, but for short, we'll call her Willow, and Nuggy is her big brother. We'll go on walks together, wear matching shirts, go to the park, take family photos, and everyone will love her.
As Angel went on and on, his boyfriend, on the other hand, couldn't help but picture all this in his head. They would be walking down the street with a baby carriage and people would look in only to not see a cute baby, but a doll. He would be a laughingstock in all of hell, and he couldn't let that happen.
And we'll be one big happy family.
Angel! Look, it's sweet that you came up with this, but it's a doll. No one will take it seriously or understand.
Without reply, Angel's heart broke like glass, making him feel ridiculous after all the planning and building he had done throughout the day.
You're right, Al. It's crazy to think we can take care of a doll like it's a child.
Angel then threw the doll in the wastebasket. When the radio demon saw that, he felt bad.
Look, dear, I was just...
Al, please. I don't want to hear it. I just want to go to bed.
He said as he pulled out the blanket and turned out the light. Alastor stayed up all night, feeling horrible about what he said. Angel just wanted a child. Was that wrong? He then got an idea of a spell he could use. He went to the bathroom, stood over the sink, and filled it up with water. Then he took the doll and pushed it down to the bottom. Getting a bit of Angel's hair from his brush, Alastor then took a drop of his blood and added it in. After doing a small chant, nothing happened, which was odd. He was sure that it would work, but all it left was a mess, and with it being so late, he didn't want to clean it up now. After going back to bed, Alastor gave a sigh and went to sleep. The next morning, the radio demon jumped out of bed after hearing Angel screaming. He remembered the mess that he had left last night, but he didn't think it was that bad. The next thing he knew, Angel came storming out of the bathroom and right up to him.
All right, mister. You better explain yourself.
Angel, honey, I'm sorry about the mess. I'll clean it up now.
The spider demon looked at him confused, not sure what he was talking about. But as Alastor walked into the bathroom, still not fully awake, he went to find the sink was clean, which was weird. It made him wonder if he actually did make a mess, and if it wasn't the dirty sink, then what was that angel angry about? Then suddenly, Alastor heard what sounded like a giggling toddler. It was coming from the tub. When he pulled the shower curtain back, there sat a baby demon that looked just like Angel's doll. Seeing this left him in shock. So many things were racing through his mind.
So what do you have to say for yourself?
Alastor was at a loss for words. The only thing that he could do was faint. After coming to, he found himself in bed thinking that maybe all that craziness was a dream. Then he saw Angel, who was putting a cold washcloth on his forehead. But before he could say another word, the doll baby crawled up onto the bed. It crawled up to him, making him realize that this wasn't a dream.
Alastor, how could you do this? Is this some kind of joke?
No, darling. Of course not. After seeing how disappointed you were, I felt bad and I decided to, make your dream a reality.
With an explanation like that, Angel calmed down and kissed his lover's head. After getting dressed and going downstairs, they explained to everyone what had happened, making them unsure of what to think. Well, everyone except Charlie, who just really wanted to hold that baby. After getting everything they needed for Willow, they realized that maybe parenthood wasn't for them all the time. It was nothing but feeding, changing, and crying 24/7, and it wasn't just them. Everyone in the hotel was tired from all the crying, and they were just wishing that they had some miracle to help them. Then suddenly there was a knock on the front door, but no one could get up to see who it was. The knocking grew louder, and still everyone stayed where they were until the front doors flew open, and there stood an angel. After the demons saw that, they all ran away, because an angel in hell was never good news. But they all stopped when it called out to Alastor. The radio demon stopped in his tracks. He knew that voice. It couldn't be, could it? When he turned around, he saw his mother standing there, just as beautiful as he remembered. Alastor couldn't believe it. He just thought he had to finish this whole hotel thing just to be able to see her again. But no, she came to him.
Mama?
Alastor ran to his mother with tears in his eyes and gave her a big hug.
I thought I would never see you again.
Oh, there, baby. Know what got you here. I am disappointed in you for it, but I can't stay mad at you.
Alastor understood, but this was still great. He then introduced his mother to Angel and their baby. Luckily for her, being an open-minded woman, she was happy that her son had found someone to love him.
Thank you for loving my son.
She then gave Angel a hug, making him happy to feel a warm hug from a mother again. When he gave her their baby, Willow was already in love with her grandma. And even though Willow was a demon, in her grandmother's eyes, she was the most beautiful baby that she had ever seen, making Alastor so happy that everything worked out for everyone.